Hey, what's going on, guys? So we are here in our week 4 battle against Rasha. I assume he's probably doing his own live come over on his end. So yeah, looking at his team, I am surprised not to see Toxapex. And very surprised to see the Ninetales. I mean, with the Victini threatening V creates, I guess if I had brought Choice Band V create, I would have demolished his entire team. Um, but yeah, so I was expecting him to bring Toxapex as his really only reliable switch in to Banded V creates. And I was not expecting the Ninetales in order to provide me the Sun. So interesting on his part. No Quagsire. And I'm seeing if I can get if I can get rid of Charizard, or at least weaken it a decent amount. Zarude is looking really nice. What do I want to lead off with? Gliscor is going to be pretty important to make sure Zard stays in check. I would like to get my T-Spikes up since he doesn't have the Toxapex, force him to go for Defogs. Beedrill does outspeed his entire team, barring like Scarf, Arcanine, or Ninetales, so I think I'm going to lead off with that, see what he wants to lead off with. Oh shoot, I just realized my Beedrill is not shiny. Gosh dang it. I see no reason not to go for T-Spikes here. If he wants to go for his rocks, that's totally fine. If he goes for a T-Wave, I'm pretty sure even after a T-Wave I still outspeed. So yeah, I'm going to go for... Yeah, he's just going to hard swap into Skarmory as I get some T-Spikes up. So he's probably going to go for Defog. I would like to go into Gliscor just to get my Toxcorp off, and then I can taunt this thing. I could also go into Victini and get off a Psychic. I feel like Empoleon is a pretty safe play. He can't really do... Well, he might have the body press. 262, 240. So he does naturally outspeed me. I wish I had paid a little bit more attention to that. So if he has the body press, that's kind of threatening to Empoleon. Yeah, I see no reason not to go into Gliscor here. He goes for the Brave Bird, that's going to do nothing to me, and I'm going to get my Toxicorp off. And I just go for a taunt here. Yeah, so Gliscor's role is slightly modified. It's still important. The main reason I brought it this week was for stall breaking. And he brought some stall, but not like total stall. Its main role this week looks like is just keeping the Charizard in check. So getting that Toxcorp off is really important to make sure I have that longevity ready to go. So Blissey's taunted now, so all it can really do is go for a Seismic Toss. It might have an Ice Beam, but that'd be really weird. I'm just going to go for a knockoff. So I knocked off the Light Clay, so this is Screens Arcanine. What is it with Screens this season? Like, holy cow. So it's going to be Screens. It's Intimidate, so I feel like Morning Sun is a decent option, and probably Flare Blitz. We do naturally Speed Tie. I think I just want to go for an Earthquake. I don't like, unless he's carrying HP Ice. First of all, let's run that calc. Gliscor, Dread Pirate versus Arcanine. Defensive. Knockoff did 18%, so that does look like... Oh, if I'm at -1. Yeah, so that is looking to be no HP, no defense. Or at least min defense. So this is looking to be an offensive Arcanine. An offensive Arcanine with screens? That's interesting. I do have the defog on Empoleon in case he tries to set up screens, but he also lost his Light Clay, so screens shouldn't be too bad. I'm confused by this Arcanine set though, so I think I want to go out into Victini. I can get a Psychic off if he wants to go for like a Reflect. If he does have the HP Ice, I'll take that, and I'll take any Fire type move it goes for. So he does go for the Reflect, so I'm just going to go for a Psychic here. Yeah, if he does go double out into Blissey, Blissey can't touch Gliscor, so that's always a free switch in. Yeah, Gliscor really does a number to his team. He doesn't have an easy answer to that other than like Ninetales if it already has a Nasty Plot up. Because obviously it can't be Toxic, it can't be T-Waved. And he doesn't have easy access to Ice, which is why I was really expecting the Hydreigon. Just because he really needs that special firepower in order to break through the Gliscor. Alright, so he's just going to go for Morning Suns here, and as we see, we will kill in the next one. I think the Morning Sun was just a scout for what I was, so let's run that calc, see if he has... Psychic did 53%. So yeah, that does look to be a high roll. Yeah, so he is offensive. He is offensive screens, which is really weird. Reflect Morning Sun, yeah, light screen. But he's clearly going to go on to Blissey here. He knows I'm special now, so there's no reason he wouldn't go on to Blissey. If he does go on to Blissey, I would love to make the double into Zarude, so I can get a substitute up. I'm going to make that play. As he goes into Skarmory, interesting. Why would you go into Skarmory? Oh, you might be thinking I'm Scarf and locked into Psychic. Yeah, he probably thinks I'm Scarf. Oh, unless he's not running Calcs, in which case he might think I'm Specs too, but no, he'd probably expect Specs to kill at that range. So he's probably banking on me being a Scarf and going out into Skarmory. Would have been nice if I had stayed in, because I could have killed the Skarmory right here. But is there a reason not to go into Gliscor? I don't think so. Yeah, he just goes for the defog. I go for another knockoff here. Yeah. If he does go into Arcanine, I can go for an Earthquake afterwards, hopefully win the speed tie. Alright, he goes into Ninetales. So, alright, so he has a Heat Rock. Interesting. I mean, Florges has pretty much no role here. Because it was specifically for the Hydreigon, so I just go into that and try to get a Toxic off. Yeah. So Toxic, interesting. So he might not be Nasty Plot. Alright, so we're going to see here. I guess we're not going to see here. I would have liked for that to land, but he also missed the Toxic, so, you know, fair is fair. I'm going to go for a Wish. He goes for a Thunder Wave. I would really like to go into Victini here and get a Sun Boosted Blue Flare off. That would be really delicious. So he's T-Wave, Soft Boiled, Moon Blast, Rocks or Fire Blast. Probably Fire Blast just for the coverage. I am Max Spadef on Empoleon. So he knows I've gone for a Wish, so he's not going to go for an attacking move. So he's either going to, he's probably just going to go for the double T-Wave. I really want to know if this thing's unaware. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Toxic. Knowing if this thing's unaware of Magic Guard, it would be huge. Please be unaware. Okay. Oh, thank goodness, it is. All right. Yeah. So that is a big deal. That Toxic's gonna wear it down fast. I'm gonna go for another Toxic here. Alright, so he goes into an Arcanine. Let's see here. He's got 2 more turns of Sun. What does Arcanine do to Gliscor? Max attack. Probably Jolly. Not Impish, Jolly. In the Sun. Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz does a lot. Not enough to 2 a KO. I should be at 100%. Yeah. But it does too much for comfort. And he will outspeed me. Unless he's max attack, max special attack, no speed, which would be weird. Since we know he doesn't have any HP or defense investment. So that makes me uncomfortable with, since he has 2 turns of Sun left. I am just going to go into the Victini. Health doesn't really matter on the Victini. I don't think. Whereas health does matter on Gliscor, so I'm going to go on to that. Yeah, as he goes for the Flare Blitz. So let's do that damage, see if he's Adamant or Jolly. Against Victini. Victini Season 7. Flare Blitz in the Sun. Did 43, so that could look like a mid-high roll of Jolly or a very low roll on Adamant. So we're still not 100% if it's Adamant or Jolly. Alright, so he goes for the Crunch, and no reason to go for anything other than Psychic. Alright, so we just got screens all around. I thought about going for EQ, but there's no reason to. Knockoff will get Arcanine anyways. So the only thing EQ is really nice for is the Ninetales. Also gives Skarmory a free switch in, so. I prefer if Arcanine just died. I don't want it to get another Morning Sun off. If I can get Rocks up, that'd be great. So goodbye Rocky Helmet. I'll taunt this thing. I'll get my own rocks up. He can't hard switch into Arcanine because then it will take the poison damage. Unless he's hard switching with a Wish off. So here's the Ninetales. I am max Bedef, so I'm totally fine with him going for a Fire Blast or something here. Getting ship on this would be nice too, so if he goes for another Fire Blast, I will be in Torrent range. The Sonnet is still up, so it's not going to do a huge chunk, but it's enough. It'll do a decent amount. Flame Charge, interesting. All right. We get the crit. I don't think it matters. So am I in range for another Fire Blast? Ninetales, nasty plot. Fire Blast did 46%. In the sun. So according to this calc, Fire Blast should do a maximum of 44. It's modest. It's more mid of the line. So it does look to be modest Ninetales, which is interesting because then Victini outspeeds. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for another Scald. According to this calc, if he is modest, he has a low chance to kill. But then Floor just gets in safely, or I can bring in... Alright, so he just goes into Blissey. So I could go into Gliscor and get another Taunt off, but he's going to get a Reflect / Light Screen off anyways. He's not going for T-Wave. Since he's not going for T-Wave, I could go into Zarude. Which would be interesting. If I can get Zarude in safely, I could get a substitute off. He'll probably go into Clefable. I can get a bulk up off. If I get a bulk up off and then just stall Clefable and / Reflect off in a couple turns with some substitutes, he has no priority on his team. Yeah, so he goes for Reflect. I get a substitute off. Hopefully he stays in and goes for T-Wave, thinking he can live a hit. If he stays in and goes for T-Wave, that's humongous. He goes into Skarmory. It's not the best case scenario, because he can go for Brave Birds. What is Brave Bird from no attack due to Zarude? From Skarmory. Defensive. Braper does a lot. If I'm +1 defense, still does a lot. And Darkest Lariat is not doing enough back to it. Braver, Defog, Stealth Rock, Roost. So it has nothing for Empoleon, which is good. So I just go out to it. And I can go for a Scald. Probably gonna get Wish off. If I go for Roar and get in one of these 3 fire types, that would be amazing, which is what I'm going to do. And I get pretty much the worst case scenario, but I can keep going for Roar here. He has no boots. He has no magic garters. Yeah, he's just going to go for a Stealth Rock. I go for another Stealth Rock here. He goes for a T-Wave. He just loves his T-Waves. I go for another Roar. I will have to go for a Heal Bell on Florges at some point, which will undo my Toxic Orb. So I'll have to be careful about that. Actually, I don't know if I need to go for a T-Wave. The 2 things that are paralyzed are the 2 things I'm okay with being paralyzed. Please go. Alright, woo! I am super okay with that. Getting that 25% off on Charizard is big. He's probably going to Mega Evolve and go for Roost, though, so that he doesn't keep taking that 50%. And I'll just go for another Roar. He goes for a Fire Punch. I just want the Arcanine in. I don't want him to be able to wish that thing up. I am in Torrent range. Ooh, please break through. Gosh, no! Skarmory definitely would have died there. Oh my goodness, it's happening again. That's annoying. I mean, so the first one, I was due for paralysis. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. But twice in a row, when I was about to kill the Skarmory, is really annoying. I just go for another Stealth Rock here. Okay, I don't know why he hard swapped that in, because it died to poison. That was an interesting play. That's really annoying. I could have gotten rid of the Skarmory. He would have lost Defog. I could have got Rocks up. This is when I go into Gliscor. So he has Fire Punch. If he has Outrage, that's something else. So Gliscor from Charizard. Dragon Dance. Fire Punch, no Flare Blitz. +1. Oh my goodness, that does nothing. It doesn't even 2-hit KO. Oh, Gliscor, you are so nice. Oh, it's so nice. Okay, apparently he's adamant, but that's fine. Alright, so that's out of the way. Oh my goodness, that is... Oh, Gliscor, you are so good. Oh. Alright, so that is that threat out of the way. Skarmory is at a range where if I get a bulk up with Zarude, it dies. This thing probably also dies, honestly. Let's see here. Gliscor still has its use. I don't need Empoleon anymore. Its main use was to get rocks up, and this is weakened, and the other two fire types are gone. So I'm fine with sacking the Empoleon here. I go out into Beedrill or Zarude. I want to go out into Zarude. I want to go for a Darkest Lariat. So let's see here. Zarude to Ninetales. Darkest Lariat does a chunk. To Clefable. Power Whip does 41 to 48%. So I go for a Darkest Lariat here. If he goes into Clefable, I can set up a couple subs to stall out its Toxic. If he goes into Skarmory, that would be weird, because I believe at the range it's at Darkest Lariat 2 KOs. Yeah, so he just gives me the Ninetales. And Zarude may be able to sweep at this point, because I don't think I have enough subs left where Moonblast isn't gonna do enough. Actually, so let's see here. I have 3 substitutes left with leftovers. It's gonna do 12, 18, 24. That's getting in danger territory, whereas I can go out into Beedrill, because he's going to go for another Moonblast. He's not going for T-Wave. He's not letting me get a substitute off. So I could go on to Beedrill and threaten it out with a Poison Jab. Even if he does go for a T-Wave. He could go for a Fire Blast, but that's risking the miss. I don't even know if he has Fire Blast. He probably has Fire Blast. How to do this? Yeah, so he goes for a Moonblast. He has to swap out here. You can't let Sandstorm Zarude get in, or he can't. He needs this around for Zarude. All right, he stays in for some reason. Interesting. At this range, he is in range for Zarude, so I think I'm fine with sacking Victini here. He goes for a Moonblast. I come in. At this range, Power Whip should kill. But I don't want to risk the miss. It would be better if you were at range for Darkest Lariat. This damage 25%, so after one sub, I think he might be in range for Darkest Lariat. Interesting, alrighty. Yeah, not quite in range. So yeah, he for some reason goes in Duplicity, so I'm just going to go for a bulk up. If he wants to go for Reflex, that's fine. Because he's at 17%, he can't stall Toxic out forever. I'm going to go for another Power Whip. I go for a Darkest Lariat. He goes for a Roost. I probably should have gone for bulk up there. So after 3 bulk ups, what does Skarmory do to me? Brave Bird. Brave Bird should not be breaking my sub. Alright, so it is breaking my sub, which is annoying. I just realized that Blissey still has its life clay for some reason. That's extra annoying. What's even more annoying is Victini was the best answer I had to Skarmory. So at +3, Darkest Lair, it should 2-hit KO Skarmory, but Reflect is up. Why did Brave Bird break through? My sub hadn't taken any previous damage. Does he have, like, minimal attack investment enough to break my sub? Why is this breaking my sub? It shouldn't. What am I getting wrong on this calc? Getting that out of here. I keep clicking on it. I'm so confused. He must have some attack investment. That's what's going on here. He for some reason has enough to break my sub. Alright, so now it's not breaking. And he has one turn of Reflect left, so after this sub, I should still have it up unless he crits, and then 2 Dark Lariats will take him out. Yep, alright, so now we go for Darkest Lariat. Oh, 1 Darkest Lariat takes him out. Interesting. And now I win. Fable is at 17%. He goes into Blissey at Darkest Lariat. Hoping he hopes he lives and can get a Reflect up. And now, as long as I don't miss Power Whip, there we go. Whew! Alright, so that was some finagling. So the reason I played it that way, played it that way, as you guys know, I'm trying to keep Zarude at the top of the leaderboard, so I wanted Zarude to get as many kills as possible. He got 4 kills, so I mean, you know, it paid off. It was a little tricky. I think sacking Victini was not the greatest play. I probably could have sacked Florges instead, because Victini, in case the Zarude play didn't work, Victini was really my only answer to Skarmory, other than like stalling it out with Gliscor. So that was a little rough. I kind of had to cross my fingers and hope. It did turn out well. The reason I didn't sack Florges is because it was at too full of an HP. It wouldn't have just died. It would have eaten the hit, and then I would have lost some momentum because, you know, then I'm not getting free switch-ins and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'm really surprised it didn't bring the Toxapex. I mean, the Toxapex checks so much of my team. It checks V-Create Victini, checks Beedrill, checks Greninja, checks Florges, can kind of check Zarude. Like, it just did so well against my team. I'm really surprised he didn't bring it, and really surprised he brought the Ninetales, and especially the Ninetales without Flashfire Arcanine. I think he was not properly respecting Victini. I don't know. He obviously does do his own live comm, so I'm actually really interested to see his thinking behind the team he brought. Charizard was definitely very scary. But, I mean, as we saw, Gliscor absolutely ate a +1 Fire Punch. And if he did go for the Outrage, then I had Florges to eat the hit. But yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. It was definitely a fun match. Good job, Rasha, and I will see you guys next time.